Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So listen, in this audio slash video, I want to talk about, how to get hotter women. Okay, because I hear this a lot. I actually got an email from one of my bad boy members, right? And, he hit me up and he was basically saying like, yo, I notice when I, talk to the sort of average unattractive chicks, I get more cooperation, but when I talk to the really hot, top-notch girls, shit don't be popping off like that. It seems more difficult and all of that stuff, right? So now, what I'm about to tell you in this audio is exactly what I told him, right? And now this is for all you guys out there, because I know a lot of guys out there, you want hotter girls, you be messing with chicks who, they kind of, you're like, you don't want to show this chick off to your boys because you don't want to get clowned or anything. You understand? But you hitting it because, you want to get some pussy, right? But the thing is, if you want to really get hotter girls, right, there's two things that you need to do, two simple things, right? And the two simple things is this. Number one, you need to stop interacting, talking to, dating, having sex with these unattractive chicks completely. All right. You need to stop messing with them completely. All right. So from this point on, they don't exist to you. They do not exist. You don't even see them. Right. So that's the first thing you need to do, is stop talking to them. Right. Second thing you need to do is only talk to hot chicks. Only talk to the girls who you think are hot. Okay? This is how you're going to get hotter women. See, the reason why you're not getting hotter women now is because you are falling back on the unattractive chicks. You have them to fall back on. So again, like I was saying, if you stop talking to them completely and only talk to hot chicks, what's going to happen is that the only women that you're going to be interacting with are the hot ones. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to end up getting the hot girls, right? So you want to get yourself in a zone to where you are just talking to the hot girls. See, when you have the unattractive ones to fall back on, that's what you will do, right? Because let's say, you're out and you see a hot chick, you want to talk to her, you might be scared, so you don't, and then you be like, all right, let me go talk to this average girl first or whatever. And then you end up talking to the average girl, you end up getting the average girl, you end up getting the unattractive chick or whatever, right? Or, you're trying to talk to a hot chick and then she's giving you a little bit of, static here and there. And you're like, oh, fuck that. And then, she's being difficult, whatever. And then you see this other, unattractive chick and you're like, oh, let me try and holler at her, whatever, she's more my league. This other hot chick's out of my league. You guys like to say that type of stuff, right? So then you fall back on the hot girl. You fall back on the unattractive girl, right? So if you eliminate the unattractive woman, meaning you do not talk to them, you don't holler at them, you don't get with them, right? Then you're basically putting yourself in a position to where if you want to get girls, if you want to have sex, if you want to go on dates, you have to talk to the hot girls, right? So just imagine that all the unattractive women at this party you're at or at this club or whatever, they disappeared. They're just not there. And you're just in the room full of hot girls, right? So now you're just approaching and talking to the hot women, right? Now, let me take this back a little bit. The reason why, first of all, you're having trouble in the first place talking to these hot girls is not because hot girls are harder to get. I want to get you guys to understand this, right? It's not harder to get with her because she's hot. See, a lot of guys, they think that, oh, it's hard because there's so many dudes trying to holler at her and she's sexy and, I'm just some regular dude and all this other stuff, right? So it's not harder to get with her because she's hot. It's harder to get with her because you think that it's harder to get with her because she's hot, right? This is all coming from you. So when you approach these hot girls, you think it's harder to get with them because you think that since they're hot, it's harder to get with them. And also in comparison to the unattractive girls that you're getting, you think it's easier to get the unattractive girls. So in your mind, the reason why you're even getting the unattractive girls that easy is why? Because you think it's easier to get them. Why is it hard for you to get the hot girls? Because you think it's harder. Do you understand? So I just wanted to point that out, is that it's coming from you. This is coming from your own mind. This is coming from you maybe thinking, you know what, I'm too ugly to get hot girls. They only want, you know, this guy, that's coming from you. Okay? Right? So I just wanted to point that out, right? Now, when you are out there and you're trying to get the hot chicks, right? And you're only talking to the hot girls, right? What's going to happen is that as you begin to talk to only the chicks that you think are hot, you're going to notice that there isn't anything special about these hot chicks, right? Because in your mind at this point, you think there's something special, there's something better, and this is why you're not getting them, because when you approach them, you think you need to do some extra shit. You're kind of nervous to talk to them because you're like, oh, this girl is so hot. But then when you get used to talking to hot women, it doesn't matter that they're hot. They're just women, right? So you're just like, whatever, right? But you have to get into, a zone of being able to continuously do that, right? But if you do not eliminate talking to the unattractive women, you will fall back on talking to the unattractive women, right? Now, this is the thing. This is not an easy thing to do. You understand? Because if you are the type of dude who's serious about making this happen, right? You have to be disciplined and you have to have the courage to go and talk to these women, right? You have to have the discipline to not fall back on the, unattractive chicks. And you have to have the courage to talk to the hot girls, right? Now, you're probably saying, well, what do I need to do to get these hot girls? Like, don't I need to be doing something different, or, don't I need to make something else happen, right? And again, the thing that you need to make happen is that you need to get it out of your head that it's, there's something special about them. And but what's going on is when you actually do get it out of your head that there's something special about them, when you actually, put yourself out there and start talking to them, once you actually, keep talking to hot chicks, what you're going to do is what you're actually doing is that you're stepping up your game in order to get the hotter women. Because by you thinking, just by you doing this one thing, of thinking that it's not hard to get them because they're hot, you've already stepped up your game by changing the way you're thinking about the situation. Because before you thought it was hard, now you're not looking at it as a hard thing. You're looking at it as something that you can do and attain and get popping, and then you make that happen, right? But again, if you are having the unattractive chicks in your cipher, it's going to make it harder for you to get the hot girls because you're going to be falling back on the shit. Like, look at it this way. Let's say, think about when people go on an airplane, right? Now you got first class and then you got coach, right? Now, a lot of people will just take coach and they're like, oh, I'm going to do the coach because it's cheaper, right? So they're like, okay, cool, I'm going to do the coach because it's cheaper. But the thing is, even though they're in coach, they would really like to be in first class. So let's say the coach is like the unattractive chicks and the first class is like the hot chicks, right? We're just using that as an example, right? So the people board the plane and then, you go in the plane and you see how roomy and spacious first class is, and then you're going in back into coach, right? And sometimes if you're in coach, they put that little fucking curtain so that you can't see what's in first class, and then they might open it up and you try to peek in to see what the people in first class are doing because you really wanted to be in first class, right? But you chose coach. You fell back on coach because it was you was like, oh, this is cheaper, this is easier, right? Now let's say, for example, you were supposed to go on some trips or whatever, right? And let's say that all the coach seats were filled for the next 3 or 4 flights to the place you wanted to go. You needed to be at this place, but the only seats left are first class, and you had to pay for the first class seats or whatever. You understand? Like, let's just use that as an example, right? I don't know exactly how these airlines work, but I'm just saying that as an example. Let's say all the coach seats are filled, and you need to fly to this place, and all there is first class seats, right? So what's going to happen is you might say, damn, I need to go to this place. I can't fly coach, but I really want to get to this place, but I don't have enough money to fly first class. So then what's going to happen is that if you really want to get to that place, if you really want to go, and this is the only way to do it, you're going to have to step it up and figure out a way to get this money so that you can get on the first class to get where you need to go, right? So you got like say, okay, I got to work some extra shifts at work. I got to ask some of my friends for the money. Either way, you need to do something in order to get on that plane to go where you need to go, in order to be able to purchase that ticket, in order to get where you need to go. So you say, listen, I have to do this because, I basically have no choice. If I want to get to this place, I need to get the money in order to pay for the ticket to get on the plane to get to this place, right? You can't fall back on coach right now because coach doesn't exist for you. It's only first class. So you need to do what you need to do in order to get to that first class, in order to make that happen, right? And there's no falling back, right? So now if you say, okay, cool, you know what? I got the money. I pay for the ticket. I am on the first class flight and I got where I wanted to go, right? And the only reason you were able to get first class was because that was the only option available, and you had to figure out a way to get first class. You had to figure out a way to get in that position. So the same thing happens when you're dealing with these hot chicks, right? You get rid of the unattractive women in your situation, so you eliminate them so that you can't have access to them at all. Now, if you want to actually get with chicks, now the only ones who are available are the hot ones. And then you have to figure out what you need to do to step up your game in order to get the hot ones, in order to keep that going. And really all it is when you're stepping up your game is you really realizing that, hey, there's nothing special about these chicks, really. You understand? I'm just, they're just chicks like any other chick. I can talk to them. I can holler at them. I can get their numbers. I can go on dates. I can make this happen. So now you're in a whole different mind frame because you're not falling back on the unattractive chicks. So now you're basically giving yourself no choice but to only talk to hot women. And then what's going to happen is that if you see, okay, well, I've been talking to these hot girls and shit isn't really going the way it needs to go, I got to switch it up and I got to do something different, or I got to step up my game in a certain way so that I can get these hot chicks, because only hot chicks exist on earth right now. And if I want to get sex, I need to figure out a way to get them, right? But again, a lot of you are not getting hot women. Why? Because you are falling back on the unattractive women. You have to eliminate them. They do not exist. And once you do that, you will start to actually go out and just talk to the hot women. And then what's going to happen is the more you date hot girls, date chicks that you think are really attractive, that's going to become a habit to you. That's going to become, you're going to set a standard for yourself. And then those are the girls who you are going to want to be with. You'll see a chick who's unattractive and you can't even recognize. You're like, what? Who? Like, she might as well be a dude. I'm not talking to her. I don't talk to chicks like that. I talk to chicks like that chick over there. And I'm about to go talk to her right now because that's what I do. You understand? So you have to eliminate the unattractive ones and only focus and talk to the hot girls. It's really that simple. And once you start doing that, that's when you'll start attracting them. You understand? Because again, I'm going to explain this again. This is not about the girl. This is about you. This is about how you view yourself and how you are approaching this situation and how you actually put yourself in the situations to get the hot chicks and how you feel about yourself when you're talking to these girls. So how are you feeling? Are you confident? Are you insecure? Do you put these hot women on a pedestal? Do you think it's easier to get the unattractive girls and you think it's harder to get the hot girls? Right? All of this is coming from you, because once you, again, like when you get used to talking to these hot girls, how hot they are is going to become irrelevant. It's going to become irrelevant because you're going to start talking to them. You're going to start seeing that they're regular people. You're going to start seeing that they're on some bullshit just like every other girl. You're going to start seeing that they have some annoying shit going on with them. You're going to start seeing that, hey, some of these girls are really nice. You're going to start, you understand? You're going to start seeing all these different things, and it's going to be this thing where that fantasy or that thing you thought about hot women, that, thing that you had in your mind about how they are, that's going to crumble. That assumption is going to crumble. And you're going to see, okay, well, you're hot, but so is this other girl. And so is this other girl. Who the fuck cares? You understand? And it's not going to be a big deal. And you're going to be more relaxed when you talk to these chicks. You're going to be more cool, calm, and collected. And that's what's going to make them attracted to you. That's what's going to make you understand what I'm saying? That's what's going to make you get them. So you have to, again, stop talking to the unattractive ones and only focus on the hot chicks. All right. And guys, listen, if you need more help, make sure you go to badboymembership.com and become a member, right? Because I have an audio program on there where I teach you how to get dimes, how to get chicks who are 10s. And I go deep into this, all right? So make sure you go to badboymembership.com right now so that you can listen to that audio. Plus, you get to listen to other audios that I got on there. And every month, I come out with a new 45 through 90-minute audio/video tutorial about some topic, any topic you guys want to hear on dating and relationships. You feel me? So that's about it. I'm out of here, guys. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. All right, now before you click off this video, I need you to do 3 quick things. First, I need you to click the link below to send me your questions, because if you have any questions, I'll answer them in a video. 2, click the link under that to get my free ebook, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. It gives you 10 tips on how to attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.